Picture this: a quiet summer night in a small American town. No noise, no danger, just families asleep in their homes. Now imagine, in the middle of that silence, someone is already inside the house. Waiting, watching. And by sunrise, 8 people, an entire family, and 2 young guests are brutally murdered with an axe. This is the story of the Villisca axe murders of 1912, a case that remains unsolved even after 114 years. And as you listen, I want you to keep asking yourself, was this a random act of violence or something deeply personal? Let's start with the people at the center of this tragedy. The Moore family. Josiah Moore, 43, a respected businessman. His wife, Sarah Moore, 39, known for her kindness and community involvement. Together, they had 4 children: Herman 11, Catherine 10, Boyd 7, and Paul 5. A normal, happy family living in Villisca, Iowa. On June 9, 1912, they attended a church service, just another routine evening. But that night, they weren't alone. 2 young sisters, Lena Stillinger, 12, and Ina Stillinger, 8, came over as guests for a sleepover. 8 people, 1 house, all completely unaware of what was about to happen. Let me ask you, do you think this was targeted at the Moore family? Or did the presence of the Stillinger sisters change everything? Now let's walk through the timeline of that night. The date, June 9th to June 10th, 1912. Somewhere between midnight and 5 a.m., the murders took place. But here's what makes this case even more chilling. Investigators believe the killer didn't break in. Instead, he may have been inside the house before the family even got home, hidden in the attic, waiting. Think about that. The Moore family returns from church, gets ready for bed, while someone is quietly above them, watching their every move. Then, once the house is silent, the killer comes down. He starts in the parents' bedroom. Josiah and Sarah Moore are attacked in their sleep with a kitchen axe belonging to Josiah himself. The blows are relentless. Each victim suffers 20 to 30 axe strikes. No chance to escape, no time to fight back. Then the killer moves to the children's room. Herman, Catherine, Boyd, Paul, all murdered in their beds. Finally, the guest room. Lena and Ina Stillinger, the last victims. But what happens after the murders is just as disturbing. The killer doesn't leave immediately. He covers the mirrors in the house. He covers the victims' faces. And he eats food inside the home. Let that sink in. Who does something like that, and then calmly stays to eat? The next morning, June 10th, something feels off. The Moore family doesn't come out of the house. No morning activity, no movement. Neighbors start to worry. Eventually, someone checks inside, and what they find is beyond horrifying. 8 bodies, all in their beds. The entire house turned into a crime scene. News spreads fast. People gather outside. Some even walk through the house, completely contaminating the scene. Evidence is lost before investigators can properly secure it. And just like that, the chances of solving the case begin slipping away. Here's something to think about. If this happened today with modern forensics, do you think the killer would have been caught? The investigation begins, but it's messy from the start. Remember, this is 1912. No DNA testing, limited forensic tools, The murder weapon, the kitchen axe, is found in the guest room, but it doesn't clearly point to any suspect. There's no sign of robbery. Nothing stolen. So what was the motive? That's the question that haunts this case. Investigators dig into the town, the family, their connections, and soon, two main suspects emerge. First, Reverend Lynn Kelly, a traveling preacher. He was in town around the time of the murders. And here's the shocking part. He later confessed, but his confession was inconsistent. Details didn't always match the crime scene. Some believe he was mentally unstable or pressured into confessing. Others think he knew too much to be innocent. Then there's Frank Jones, a powerful local businessman and a known rival of Josiah Moore. Rumors suggest there was tension between them, possibly business or personal. Some theories claim Jones may have had a motive strong enough to plan something this brutal, but no solid evidence ever proved his involvement. So we're left with two possibilities: a disturbed preacher who confessed, or a powerful rival who may have had something to gain. Let me ask you, which suspect do you believe is more likely, and why? Over the years, people have tried to make sense of what happened. One theory suggests a hidden intruder, someone who waited in the attic, watched the family, and struck at the perfect moment. Another points toward a personal vendetta, someone targeting Josiah Moore specifically. Then there's the strange behavior after the murders. Covering mirrors, covering faces, staying to eat. Some believe this suggests ritualistic behavior or a deeply disturbed mind. And then there's the most terrifying theory of all, that the killer was calm, patient, and completely in control. Not rushed, not panicked, which raises a chilling question. Was this their first time, or had they done this before? Here we are, 114 years later. 8 victims, a brutal crime, multiple suspects, and still, no answers. The Villisca axe murders remain officially unsolved. The house still stands today. People visit it. Some even claim it's haunted. But whether you believe in ghosts or not, one truth remains. Someone walked into or was already inside that house and left without ever being caught. So I'll leave you with this. What's more disturbing, the idea that the killer was a stranger hiding in the attic? Or that it could have been someone the family knew and trusted? Let me know your theory in the comments. And if you want more real stories that will keep you up at night, make sure you subscribe, because some mysteries refuse to stay buried.